Hi guys, this is Ryan, aka Sir Mix-a-Lot at Mahalo Video Games, and this is an educational video on how to play through a season in Madden 2011 on the All Madden difficulty. For more videos in this series, visit mahalo.com/Madden11-franchise. And if you have any requests, send them over to requests at mahalo.com. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, and comment on this video. Hey guys, and welcome to my Madden franchise where I'm going to be the Tennessee Titans. And right now I'm setting some of my settings. I don't want sim injuries on right now, no pre-existing injuries, and I don't want the computer touching anything on mine. I do like the accelerated clock runoff. I know it's not a big hit for a lot of people, but I do like it. And right now I'm simulating through the preseason, which is a big reason I wanted sim injuries off, so that none of my guys got injured in the preseason when it didn't even matter in the first place. So my first game is going to be against Al Davis and the Oakland Raiders, a storied franchise with a lot of rich history and tradition of just kind of being poop a lot of times. I mean, they did make it to the Super Bowl a few years back, but other than that, you know, especially recently, I mean, Darius Hayward-Bay, anybody? Come on. So, you know, a lot of you guys are thinking, you know, why is this guy trashing on the Oakland Raiders? He's the Tennessee Titans, and okay, touche, I get that, but you know, my reasoning is, you know, I grew up in Texas where I was a Oilers fan before they moved to Tennessee, and it really cinched it for me when the Titans drafted Vince Young in the draft, and because I went to the University of Texas and was actually there when he won the national title in 2005. So you're going to be seeing a lot of quarterback draws to the outside, scrambles, a lot of things that people call cheap. I call it playing the game the way it was meant to be played, with a running quarterback. So we'll see how that works out for me. Another thing I'm going to be keeping track of is you know, Chris Johnson, and what I am going to try and make his second 2,000-yard rushing season in a row. So I'll be giving you constant updates on that as the season progresses, and we'll see how many yards over 2,000 that I can actually get this year. So I've selected to kick. Actually, I think I lost the toss there. I wasn't really paying attention, but I like to kick to start the game anyway. I'm a second half player. I want the ball to. I want to get the ball at the beginning of the second half. So right now I'm in a zone defense. I've got my safety blitz coming on. I'm spotlighting Johnny Lee Higgins, who gets the ball anyway, and powerhouses through my little girl of a safety, Chris Hope, and is into the end zone. A very dark beginning for my first season. Yeah, and as you can see, I've got Chris Johnson over there trying to get around the edge to make a block on the kick. That's another personal goal of mine, is to block a field goal. For those of you thinking that it's impossible, it's actually not. You just need a really fast guy, and you need to time it exactly right to get around that edge. So hopefully I'll capture that on video at some point this season as proof that you can do it. So right now I'm going to be starting off passing it, and that is going to work out probably about as poorly as possible. And because I'm playing against a computer, there is basically no point in trying to win the fumble back. That setting was obviously made by somebody who loved turbo controllers, you know, back with the Sega Genesis and all that stuff. So not a big fan of that. And I actually stopped Darren McFadden in the backfield. I'm actually kind of proud of that. As any of you who play on the All Madden difficulty know, bringing runners down is a feat in and of itself, as they continuously break tackle after tackle as if they are, you know, the second coming of Emmitt Smith or, you know, something like that. So Right now it's 3rd and 10, and I get lucky there because they had the screen set up. Those screens are very powerful for the computer, and you can see right there, like, I'll come around the edge, but I don't want to try and mess around on trying to block those field goals, because if I get caught offsides, they get another chance. And as you can see right there, the computer does miss a good amount of kicks. So I'm going to try again with the pass. Probably should have ran it right there, but instead I'm going to throw it into nothingness. All right, so here I'm going to do Chris Johnson's first rush attempt of the game, and my O-line sells me out. Wow. Yeah, I mean, obviously the people over at Electronic Arts don't think very highly of a offensive line that had a 2,000-yard rusher behind it. And again, I'm gonna have to punt it after that little display. And I'm agreeing with Chris Collinsworth right here that just was a terrible sequence of plays. I'm not really blaming myself so much as I'm going to blame the computer. They sold me down the river on those blocks, and then Chris Johnson couldn't catch a pass to save his life. I mean, the first one was my fault, but yeah. And again, I'm going to hold Darren McFadden down. Again, like I said, I'm actually proud of that, even though Darren McFadden's not exactly what you would call a powerhouse rusher in the league. It's definitely a lot harder than it sounds. And here you can see how, breaks one tackle, two. Yeah, and those are the overpowered screens that the computer gets to use. So you got to keep an eye on those. A lot of times, if you are a defensive lineman, like one of the defensive ends, you can break away from your rush and try and get over there. But, that all depends on where you are on the field. So, and they're going to try and set up another screen. And I get kind of lucky there because they had that set up again. They could have probably broken that for a little bit. On these punt returns, it's very important to have someone real fast back there. It is a little bit of a risk putting my all-star running back, but despite what just happened, I think that speed is paramount on those. And I bring an extra blocker back because those guys who are supposed to be blocking the gunners on the side obviously have a limited understanding of their job description. And going to another former Longhorn, Bo Scaife, over the middle. He's a nice safety valve to have when he doesn't drop the ball, which is more often than one would think. And I was going to try and go outside with Chris Johnson right there, but they've got that corner on the edge. So instead, going across the middle to Randy Moss. And, so for those of you who are watching, you probably just noticed that I am playing with the rosters that were updated in Week 10 of the NFL. So the Titans do have Randy Moss right now. Maybe should have mentioned that earlier, but slipped my mind. So right there, I actually get a somewhat successful run with Chris Johnson. I'm going to try again with him right here as the clock ticks down on the first quarter. These draw plays can be very successful if you've got the defense spread out like they were right there. They had a four-man front and only one linebacker. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. So join me on my next video for the second quarter.